online, WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Our day is going great. We're here at Radio Center today. We're looking at clouds. A little bit on the cool side, but not too bad. Currently 31 degrees at the airport, 32 here at Radio Center. We do have a wind chill right now over in Midland with 32 degrees. They've got a wind chill of 22 because they have an east wind gust right around 22 miles per hour this hour. Here at Radio Center, again, wind chill right around 22. Out at the airport, the wind chill is 19. And in downtown Bay City, it is 19 as well. They're looking at 30 degrees and a little bit of a breeze there. East wind, 17, 30.38, and steady is the barometric pressure. We've got a high pressure system, which is currently to the northeast of the state, just in Canada, east of northern Lake Huron. And what is happening with all of that activity is it's generating that east and northeast breeze, pulling that cooler air down out of Canada. So as a result, that's why we're getting what we're getting, which is clouds. We had hoped to get a little bit of sun as we went through the morning hours. That, for the most part, didn't happen in many areas. I think, let me see, looking down through, maybe a handful of cities are looking at some sun. Frankfurt, Manistee, in that particular area, they're seeing some sun. Ironwood is seeing some sun, but other than that, everybody else is reporting mostly cloudy skies. Everyone is looking at an east and a northeast breeze and wind chills. Going through the remainder of the day, we'll pick up a few more degrees because there will be some moisture picking up in the air, and that moisture is a little bit warmer than what the current temperature is. So that's what's going to generate some snow shower, snow flurry activity. But for us here in the Great Lakes Bay area, we're not anticipating much in the way of precipitation at all. If we do get something, it's going to be maybe resemble a little bit of snow, but more along the lines of just plain old liquid slushy type stuff. So on surfaces, when it starts, that's going to generate a little bit of concern. But going into the evening hours, all of it is going to blow out of here relatively quick, starting maybe about 4 o'clock this afternoon. And by 9, 10 o'clock tonight, everything should be pretty well all done. The low pressure system that's causing all of it is moving through the Ohio River Basin, northern sections of Kentucky, and it is moving rather rapidly. So that's the reason why not a lot of intensity with this one. We're going to have almost a carbon copy of it later on Saturday night and early Sunday morning, and that is going to generate a little bit more in the way of coverage and amount of snow. But at this stage of the game, we're not looking for, stuff that's going to stay around for a while. If we do get any snow, it's going to be on the surface, on grassy surfaces. And then as we go through the day on Sunday, everything will pretty well just simply melt right off. So mild temperatures are going to continue for the next several days. 38 is our projected high for the day today. Again, with that chance of some precipitation later on this afternoon. 27 is our low tonight. The northern third of the lower peninsula is going to be looking at clear skies. They're not going to see anything like we will see here in the central part of the state. And obviously, we're not going to get nearly as much as what southern Michigan is going to get. So if you are going to be traveling later on this afternoon and early this evening toward and south of the 69-96 corridor down on 94, heading into Detroit or Jackson or Benton Harbor, down in that area, you're going to pick up a little bit more in the way of mush, is what I'm going to call it, on the roadways. So plan on giving yourself a little bit more time. It's not going to be anything treacherous, but it might be a little scary for some, simply because we haven't seen much of that lately yet this fall. During the day tomorrow, 39 for a high with clouds. I look for nothing in the way of sun tomorrow. Snow overnight. Again, it's going to be a quick mover. It'll be over in Windsor later on tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, the system, and then moving out well into eastern Canada on Saturday night and Sunday. 32 for a low on Saturday night, 39 for a high on Sunday, mostly cloudy skies. Clouds will continue into Sunday night, 29 for a low. Monday, a cloudy day all the way through, upper 30s for a high, mid 20s for a low. And then on Tuesday, we're going to see another system affecting our weather. This is going to pack a lot more moisture. Temperatures, though, for the most part, are going to be staying above average. So whatever moisture we do get, especially during the day, is going to be just flat out wet. But we will be looking at a chance of some snow sticking on Tuesday night, even though our lows will be right around 32. And then on Wednesday, we're going to start the morning off very possibly with some freezing rain before it changes into just plain old rain. So Wednesday of next week looks like it could be a challenge right off the bat, early in the morning, taking us into the midday hours when it just turns into plain old rain. 42 for a high on Wednesday, 36 for a low on Wednesday night. So it's just going to be wet. Thursday, continuation of that rain and snow probability with a chance of maybe more rain than snow because upper 30s for a high on Thursday. That, in a nutshell, is what the weather's all about. Incidentally, record high in this day is 58, set back in 1946, and tied in 1952. The record low, 0, set way back in 1917. A year ago, 36 was our high, 18 was our low. We picked up a trace of precipitation. That was snow a year ago today. And as we mentioned during Focus, an anniversary of sorts. Last year, tomorrow, we had wind gusts of more than 60 miles per hour out at MBS International Airport. That coupled with a couple of days before, where we had wind gusts of just under 50 miles per hour, did generate quite a bit of damage around the area. And there was a number of power outages reported a year ago tomorrow. But as we said, more on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Gary Kaufman standing by at Star of the West. We'll get to him in a moment. Anticipation of a report coming out here at noon. But before we get to all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. One thing sugar beet growers always do is they do keep an eye on sugar. Sugar content does pay the bills. Did you know that growers reported Hilleshog's sugar content back in September at more than 20%, and some sugars near 22%? Hilleshog's 2361 offers it all, the total package. Yield, high sugar, and the best root disease package available. Hilleshog's 2361 is fully approved and ready for your farm. So talk to your agriculturalist or Hilleshog agent about Hilleshog 2361 for 2023. That's how to make your farm generation strong with Hilleshog. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Got all your Christmas shopping done, Gary?
Well, I haven't even started, to be honest with you, Terry.
You're the man. All right. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. We're both in the same boat. I got the left door. You got the right.
Hey, there we go. We got it covered.
You got it. What's going on with these markets now?
Well, right now, Terry, we got kind of a mixed market here. Just kind of quiet ahead of this report at noon. Currently, we see cash wheat down a nickel right now. That puts the white at 696, the red at 646. Looking out a year, the new crop also down 5 at 735 on the white, 685 on the red. Cash corn is up 4 at 588. New crop for next year is up 2 at 541. Cash soybeans, let's call it unchanged at 14.11, and new crop for next year down a couple, Terry, at 13.31. So
first of all, let's touch on this past week. Kind of quieter than what we have seen past weeks.
I would think so, except for the soybean. The soybean meal has been running the soybeans up this week. I mean, we're up about 45 cents for the week. That's been the fireworks this week. Everything's been in the soy complex overall. And then, Argentina, the crop is just 37% planted down there, and the 5-year average is 61%. So, only 11% of the crop is rated good to excellent. So they're in kind of a drought scenario there. So, in a year ago, that crop rating was 78%. So, market's kind of watching that, but unlike Argentina, Brazil's had ideal conditions, so a totally different story in Brazil, and they're looking at a record large crop of beans down there. 153.5 million metric ton, which in bushels, that's like 5.7 billion bushel, Terry. So just a huge crop coming there. So as we move forward with this report at noon, we're going to look at, for the U.S., we're just going to look at stocks more or less on this report, as exports has been lagging. So the analysts are expecting the USDA to drop or increase the carryout about 50 million bushel, but it should probably go up 100 million. But so we'll kind of watch that number as we look at the noon hour here on that report, Terry.
So not really fireworks this time, maybe.
No, I don't expect any unless something really gets out of the range what the analysts are expecting. But we're not expecting it for sure. So
good thing that Twitter doesn't get involved in trading.
Well, I hear you there. So
all right. You have a great weekend, Gary. We'll talk from the bean event on Monday with you. All righty?
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us. Market Report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. Now is the time to order a new Ram 1525 or 3500 from Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, the Great Lakes Bay Area certified ag dealer. They do specialize in all models of new Ram commercial trucks and vans, so you can buy with confidence from Schaefer and Beerline since 1852, where family and service sells cars. And by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture for well over 125 years. 2 locations in Bay City, also Cassidy, Caseville, Pigeon, Bad Axe, and Marlette. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. I mentioned to Gary about the event coming up on Monday. That's the 2023 Dry Bean Research, Production, and Outlook meeting. It's going to be at the DoubleTree in Bay City. They do have lunch and RUP credits available for that. So for more information, just dial up the Michigan Bean Commission. We're going to talk to Joe Kramer in just a little bit. And you can double check with a few other folks as well, including the folks at Star of the West. They invite you to attend that meeting. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
I'm ready for a Santa Claus rally if that's on the docket.
You know what I got to say to that? Ho, ho, ho.
Right?
Yeah.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
Well, Sam Bankman-Fried is going to testify to Congress about all that Bitcoin malarkey going on there, if he lives that long.
That is a concern these days, isn't it?
I wouldn't want to be that guy. I wouldn't want to be him. Oh my. So inflation came in hot, I guess, 0.3% for the month. I guess that's hot. I don't know. So the stock market started off down today, but lost about 100, but gained back. Now it's up 46, net positive. So, it's just kind of floating around, looking for direction, I guess. Crude oil's up a little bit, 81 cents, not a big deal. Gasoline up a couple cents, not a big deal. Silver's a big mover, 2.5%, so that's going up a little bit. So we'll see how she shakes out. But here's your numbers: the March corn, 647.25, up 4 3/4. The September of 23 corn, 609.25, up 2.5. The March soybeans, 1489.25, down a penny. November of 23 soybeans, 1395.5, down 2.25. March wheat is 741.5, down 4 3/4. And the July of 23 wheat, 755.25, down 4 3/4. Crude oil, 72.24, up 72 cents. Heating oil is 283.77, down 4 1/4 cents. Gasoline is 207, up 2 cents. Natural gas is 550.5, up 14.5 cents. Currencies: Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys 136.04 at the border, virtually unchanged. Dollar buys yen. The dollar buys 136.30. That's down 35 ticks. The euro is at 105.50. That's down about a half a tick. And the dollar is at 104.79. That's up about 2 ticks. Gold is at $17.93, up $4.30. Silver's $23.64, up 58.25 cents. Platinum's at $10.25.70. That's up $11.10.
You have a great weekend, Doug.
Yep, you too.
Talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Well, while I've got him on the line here, let's check in real quick here with Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission. Joe, you've been doing a little traveling these days.
We have. Good morning, Terry. We had a little run down to Mexico. Hadn't been there in a long time. It was great to see some of our longtime customers, and I would say we learned a lot. It was a good trip.
Well, that's good, and I'm sure you'll have some information to share with our growers on Monday. Tell us a little bit about the research and the Outlook meeting.
Sure. So we start Monday in Bay City at the DoubleTree, 9 a.m. We're going to work our way through from some production issues, weed control in particular. We're going to focus on some genetics conversation, disease management, and the morning with a little overview of the crop, a little overview of the market and what to expect going forward. And the day with and the meeting with lunch for RUP credits. And we repeat the same thing in FedEx on Tuesday at the Franklin Inn, and we're over in Lakeview on Wednesday at McKernzie's restaurant in Lakeview, right on Main Street.
Obviously, a part of the entire program is going to be the Outlook. And when you're talking about Outlook, you're talking about markets and how we're doing as far as the product that we have right now. Are we selling it, getting rid of it? What are we doing?
Well, I think the best is in front of us, to be honest with you. Navy beans have been just dull, just a dragger, and kind of anxious to see. We got a little bit of business going with the government here. I'm anxious to see what kind of numbers those are. But I would say we come home from Mexico. We've learned some Argentina product is making its way into Brazil, which is kind of new news, and it's put about $5 on the Argentina price. It looks like while everybody disagrees on how short the Mexican crop is, everybody does agree that it's in fact short, and it's going to take a little more of the U.S. product, and that certainly includes Michigan to fill that gap a little bit. So I guess I come home thinking in current crop black beans, the upside outweighs the downside. Doesn't mean they're going up $10 a bag, but I can't see them going south in the next few months either. So feeling a little bit better about the black bean market and its potential. Most of that's driven by short crop in Argentina and some drought conditions in Mexico. So anxious to see that play out.
I think producers will be more than happy to come to one of those meetings. You have a nice weekend, Joe. We'll see you on Monday.
Thanks, Derek.
You bet. Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission. Let's slide over to AgriLiquid right now. I've got Stephanie Zelenko on the line. We made the comment a little bit earlier today, and a number of meetings, Stephanie, have indicated to us that if farmers didn't get their work done this year, there was something wrong.
We had a great fall to get all the field work done. And, weather still isn't, limiting where we can't go out and soil test and do, some of that late season stuff yet.
So at this stage of the game, what should we be looking at? What should we be doing?
So soil test, if you haven't soil tested yet, is number one. Then start looking through that data, whether it's yield maps or soil tests, and then get your varieties lined up and start making those purchases early, or at least locking it in, because, we want to make sure we have everything we need in time for spring planting.
All right. That sounds like a good way to start. You take care. Have a nice weekend, okay?
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Stephanie Zelenko. We'll be right back.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our tractor lineup rated #1 in durability and owner experience, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home a Kubota BX Series tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, plus save up to $700. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details. Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See Kim Weiss at Lingle Equipment, 3001 Sawyer Drive along I-75 at the M81 Carroll exit just south of the Zilwaukee Bridge, Saginaw. Call Kim today at 989-754-7801 or email at k.weiss@lingle1.com.
Chuck Cervinsky right now with some quick tips. What are we thinking about, Chuck?
If you're thinking about making that tabletop or the mantle a little festive for the holiday, your yard may just have something to offer. Branches from some of our favorite shrubs like arborvitae, boxwood, spruce, they're all handy for a holiday project. The question always comes up, can I trim branches off this time of the year? And the answer is yes, you can. Sometimes an overgrown tree or shrub is in need of trimming at this time of the year to balance out its shape. And that makes it very easy to use those branches that you trim off. But if you've already trimmed a month or so ago, you can always take branches from the back of a plant or maybe an interior branch where they won't be missed. And some of the fast growing examples of evergreens that we have in our area that work for this are Green Mountain Boxwood, Globe Blue Spruce, Rheingold Arborvitae, Sun-Kissed Arborvitae, and Blue Holly, all pretty popular plants that make good Christmas decorations from the branches.
Good suggestions. Chuck, you have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you again next week. All righty?
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Chuck Cervinsky over at Maple Nursery. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stick around for that. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan. Just days after securing a 51-49 edge in the U.S. Senate, Democrats are losing a party member. Arizona's Kyrsten Sinema says in a video she's changed course.
Registering as an independent and showing up to work with the title of independent is a reflection of who I've always been. And it's a reflection of who Arizona is.
CBS's Scott McFarland says Sinema will not caucus with either party.
She has a streak of independent votes. She has a streak of bucking the Democratic Party for years now. It may not change the political complexion of this Congress much because she was already a mercurial vote.
Well, Brittany Griner is now at a military base in San Antonio, her first stop in the U.S. since her release in Russia. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
The U.S. military are prepared to provide her with any kind of care and treatment that she needs, but certainly if she wants to go home sooner or rather than later to Phoenix to be with her family and her friends and her teammates, all indications are that she will be welcome to do that.
Vladimir Putin suggested today he's open to further prisoner exchanges with the U.S. American Paul Whelan is still held by Moscow, and his sister Elizabeth was on CBS Mornings.
They weren't going to, in my opinion, send both Paul and Brittany home at the same time and give our president the win. But we need to figure out a way around that. I don't know exactly what that solution is.
Vaccine shots are no fun for the very young. But now the FDA has given the green light to the new updated vaccine boosters to be given to that 5 and under age group.
We have no new safety concerns about these bivalent or 2-component boosters. So we're very comfortable that the safety profile is similar to the safety profile that we've seen previously.
The FDA's Dr. Peter Marks says CDC approval is expected soon. The Treasury Department says it's sanctioning a group of companies and people linked to illegal fishing operations and human rights abuses in Chinese waters. On the Health Watch today, CBS's Jim Krasula tells us
many women with 2 or 3 breast tumors can get by with lumpectomy surgery instead of having their whole breast removed. That's according to encouraging new research being discussed at a medical symposium. More sensitive imaging techniques are revealing tiny, once hidden cancers. As a result, more women are being diagnosed with multiple cancer sites in the same breast.
Grinnell College in Iowa set an NCAA men's basketball record for 3-point shot attempts in a game, 111. Every one of the team's shots from behind the arc last night in a victory. Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 34 points. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. Need to know what it takes for a home loan to fit your budget and your family? Rocket can.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 33 degrees at 12:03. Good afternoon. I'm Mike Percha. A girl from Pontiac has gone missing. 15-year-old Karen Rodriguez was last heard from on Saturday. Police say Rodriguez left her house without notifying her family, but later texted her father saying she would be home by Sunday. She has not returned. The family says the girl has no history of running away and it's out of character for her. Rodriguez is described as 5 feet tall, 105 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Anyone with information about the girl is asked to call the Oakland County Sheriff's Department. 2 new allegations trigger more charges for a Michigan hockey doctor. 66-year-old Dr. Zvi Lavran from Farmington Hills was charged with 2 more counts of criminal sexual conduct, according to the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office. He was charged with 1 count of criminal sexual conduct in the 4th degree for allegedly assaulting a 30-year-old male at his Farmington Hills home in 2020, and another count in the 2nd degree for allegedly assaulting a 14-year-old boy in 2018. Lavran is in custody at the Oakland County Jail with multiple bonds exceeding $2 million. Police are not prepared to deal with mental health emergencies. That's the bottom line of a $50 million lawsuit against the Detroit Police Department. The suit was filed by attorney Jeffrey Feiger on behalf of the family of 27-year-old Kiaza